this is how to get the best results when buying a logo from a designer. See, a lot of y'all been buying logos from designers and you be mad as hell after you get the logo done. Like the logo be all messed up and it's not the way you wanted it to look. But with this video is perfect. God brought you to this video. This video is gonna help you and make sure next time you buy a logo, you get exactly what you want, even from an amateur designer or an advanced designer like myself. So let's get into this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with different videos like this. Now let's do this. Okay, for number one, the first thing is plan before you contact the designer. Make sure the designer has the skills and capabilities to complete your logo. A lot of y'all want a logo completed, but y'all going to the wrong person. Or matter of fact, y'all going to a person who doesn't even have the skill level to complete these type of tasks. Like y'all want these super 3D logos, you going to a designer who just know how to put pictures together from Google on Photoshop. And make sure you're going to the correct person. Okay, the very first thing that you want to be doing is explain the name of your logo and what it represents. See, this is the main thing about getting a logo done. You want to explain, because most designers, they don't know what you're sending them. I mean, they don't know you, they don't know your movement, they don't know anything. So I feel like when you want to get a design done, present it to the designer as if the designer is a child. You know what I'm saying? Not that you want to treat them like a child, but treat them as if they don't know you, they don't know anything about you or the things that you like. So the very first thing you want to be doing is explaining your logo name, what the logo represents, and the way that you want your logo to look. Because I feel like the best way for a designer to put together an idea, they would have to know exactly like what the name means. Like for example, let's say the name of your logo is Cheese Living. When a person first hear that, the first thing that's gonna come to their mind, if they don't know you like that, they're gonna think you talking about actual cheese. They might make a logo that's a block of cheese and put Cheese Living. But see, what if you like, oh, I thought that he knew that I wanted my logo to be about money. You know what I'm saying? So then, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the main reason why you have to explain to the designer, like, you know, what exactly the name represents in the direction that you want to go. Okay, number two, should you ask the designer if they should use Photoshop or Illustrator? Okay, this is kind of a weird type of question, but see, this is the thing. Depending on your designer's level of skill is depending on which program he gonna use. And at the same time, like some designers, like, you know, they only use Illustrator. As a professional designer, I recommend that the designer use Illustrator, because Illustrator, you can build, because you building a logo like kind of based off vectors and whatever. And like when you building it like that, like far as the sizes, the colors, and no matter if you resize it, it won't get pixelated. Like a lot of times when people, they put these logos together off Photoshop, like a lot of times they're not even like really making a logo. They kind of just grabbing pieces from Google and from these other like PSD websites. They just putting them together, slapping a title on it, and then calling it a logo. At the end of the day, if you really want an official logo, I feel like you have to do it through Illustrator. I mean, at the end of the day, make sure that the person is just using whatever to get the job done. I don't care if they're using the old school program, the paint program. Long as they're getting the job done to a satisfactory point to where you like it, I guess it really doesn't matter. But as a professional designer, make sure you use an Illustrator. To me, I highly recommend it. It's the best, most professional thing to use to build a logo design. And then, like, you know, it's just a lot of custom things you can do with the interface. Okay, number three. One of the things you want to be asking when you're getting your logo completed is, you know, well, you should present this to your designer. Is this a character logo or is this a text logo? See, that's a very important key thing when you're getting a logo built, because that might even shift the price when it comes to getting a logo done. You have to ask yourself, when I'm getting a logo done, is this logo I'm getting done a logo that's based off a word? Like, is this a logo where it's just going to be just one word with different things coming off of the word, like different little vector pieces coming off the word? Or is this a character logo? Like, is this a logo kind of like the Bad Boy logo where it's going to be a baby, doing something? Or, most logos that I make for people is always money logo. So if this is a money logo, like, is this going to be a character logo that I'm going to have to draw out or whatever? Or is this just a logo where you just want a title? That is a very important thing when you presenting to a designer that you want them to create a logo for you. That should be matter of fact, that should be the first thing you should be saying is, hey, this logo that I want to get done is just a word, or this is just a character. And then, a designer can let you know from there, like, hey, I don't build cartoon characters, or I don't build stuff like that. I only make titles and whatever, And you never know. That should be one of the first things you should bring up, so you can make sure you don't even waste your time or they waste their time or whatever. So yeah. Okay, number 4. This one I'm kind of conflicted with, and other people are conflicted with this one too, as far as other designers. But far as number 4, a lot of people have been asking me this. The main question is, should I send the designer another designer's logo to give the designer an example of what I want? I feel like it's okay to do something like that, but at the same time, like, another designer, like, designers recognize their work, just like I recognize my work when I see it. I personally don't get mad when I see another person make a logo like mine, but every designer ain't me. Like, some people is emotional. If they see a logo that looks similar to theirs, it may be an issue. But one thing I can say is, if you are doing something like that, because a lot of people do, if you do present a logo to a designer that looks like another person's logo, just say, hey, I want something that's like this logo, but at the same time, I want it to be different. And if you're working with a professional designer that knows what they're doing, they're going to make your logo in that direction of what that logo is, but at the same time, they're gonna make it completely different. So make sure when you are presented, don't ask the designer to be like, hey, make a logo that's just like this one. Just say, hey, I want something that's like this money phone or whatever, but at the same time, make it my own unique money phone. I wouldn't recommend copying off nobody's style anyway, but if that's what you want to do, just make sure you being as unique as possible. One of the main things you need to be focused on is when you're getting a logo created, make sure it is as unique as possible. Make sure when a person looks at that logo, it represents you, and they can look at it and say, hey, this is such and such's logo. When I look at that logo, I think about that person. I think about that movement, that city, whatever. When you get a logo finished or whatever, make sure once you get the logo, once the designer presents the logo to you and the logo is complete, like you're comfortable with it, like, yeah, I like what you created, that's what I want the final version to be. Make sure you get 2 types of files once the designer is done with the logo. And those 2 type of files is JPEG version and PNG transparent version. See, the main thing, you want to have a picture of your logo and you want to have a transparent version, because depending on what you're going to do with your logo, you're going to need these type of files. The picture version, because as soon as y'all get the logo, y'all want to post it all over Facebook, Twitter, and whatever. And then you want to have your transparent version for, when you start putting it on things. Like, either when you're putting it on things online or offline. Like, if you're going to put it on a t-shirt, if you want to put it on your mixtape cover, you're going to put it on your flyer, you're going to make sure you have a transparent version, because a transparent version of a logo is a logo that doesn't have a background behind it. So when you get in the logo, make sure that you get a transparent version so you can start putting it on top of things. And also another thing I wanted to say is, sometimes you might have to get a AI file, which is a Adobe Illustrator file. If your designer is making the logo on Illustrator, you want to make sure that you're getting an Illustrator file depending on what you're trying to do with your logo. Like, let's say you want to put your logo on like a business sign. You want to make it a business sign, or you want to put it on a billboard or whatever. I highly recommend that you have an Illustrator file, because with Photoshop, see, with these JPEGs and these PNGs, if you resize these pictures, then they're gonna pixelate. And once they pixelate, like, some companies, they don't even deal with pictures that pixelate. Like, you're gonna bring it to a company and say, hey, I wanna make this a billboard, I wanna make this a business sign. And if it pixelates when they resize it, sometimes they don't even take it. Like, and sometimes a business will charge you extra if they have to rebuild your logo themselves and turn it into an Illustrator file. So if you are going to a designer, make sure that you're getting an Illustrator file if you plan on using it to putting it on like super big things. But like if you from the hood, you just trying to put it on a picture, then, I mean, you're just trying to put it on a t-shirt or whatever, you trying to make little signs or little stickers or whatever, go ahead and make sure you get that JPEG version and that transparent PNG version. That's all the information that I have to give for this video. If you feel like I left anything out, make sure you let me know. Y'all know that I'm new to all this YouTube stuff. I try to give y'all as much information as possible when it comes to getting things done for our design and videos and little stuff like that. So, hey, if you like what you just heard, go ahead and hit like. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead, turn on your notifications. I hate saying all that, but y'all know what to do. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching this video. This is J Damage. I got some more content on the way. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna keep trying to give y'all as much information as possible. So stay updated with me, man. Stay updated. Go ahead, subscribe to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this for no money or anything like that. I just, you know, I've been doing this for years. I just wanted to give y'all some more information. So y'all go ahead, check me out, and stay up with me. I'm out.